Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and recently I photographed Hall and Oates opening up the Fillmore in Philadelphia, which is a brand new Live Nation venue that they spent about $30 million to construct that so happens to only be 2.5 blocks away from where I live. Now, Live Nation contacted me to photograph the show because it was the inaugural show at this venue, and they wanted to make sure they had somebody to capture great images of the show and the venue to basically the best of my ability. Now, you may be asking yourself, did they pay, and did I have to sign a contract? And the answer is yes, they paid me, and I did sign a contract after redlining about 6 out of 12 of the stipulations that were in it. I actually refused to sign it originally because I didn't like some of the things that were in it. There were some stipulations that I didn't like. But one thing that I didn't get rid of was that they own the rights to the images to do whatever they want with, and I still have usage of it for my website and to share and to put on my portfolio and do whatever I want as long as I am not selling them. And a lot of people have this mentality today that, oh my God, you can't give away your rights, you can't sell your rights, but what do you expect these companies to do? They need a service done. They need photos taken. So they offer you money to shoot photos, and in exchange for that, I feel they should get the use of the photos. That's why they're hiring you in the first place. That's my mindset. I could sit at home all day turning down jobs left and right because somebody wants something that I may not want to give them, but in this case, they're paying me so they get photos. And guess what happened after they saw the images? They want to hire me for a lot more there because they liked my shots over some of the other people's shots that they saw. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to showcase the best images from that night, and I'll break them down slightly for you to tell you what I was thinking and how I shot it. Now, this first image was as Hall and Oates came on stage. Of course, I couldn't really see them because I'm looking through the lens. I'm using the 24-70 2.8, shooting upstairs in the balcony. As you can see, there's about 2,500 people there packing the downstairs area, and there so happens to be an area that nobody's allowed to walk upstairs, or you can just, it's a walkway, but nobody can stand. That's where I parked myself, and I knew I wanted to get a shot that showcased the venue because that's what they needed. They needed shots to showcase the venue. Let me turn here real quick. They also asked for grip and grin style photos where I go around popping off flashes, taking pictures of people shaking hands and smiling at the camera, and I actually said no. That was one of the things that I said. I said, I can shoot your show, I can do what I do, but I'm not going to shoot the grip and grin photos. You can hire somebody else to do that. I need to focus on this part. I don't want to shoot grip and grin. That's not my thing. I don't want to put a flash on top of the camera and be like, all right, guys, smile and look at the camera. Not my thing. So I just said I won't be doing that, but this is what I can do, and I can go for that. Oh, so here we go. Upstairs. I decided not to have the 14-24 on because I didn't want to get too much of the ceiling in there. The focus are the people, the stage, and the lighting. These chandeliers are important to the Fillmore brand. It's what they have in San Francisco in the original Fillmore, and it's what they have put in here. So ideally, you want to get the exposure right for the people on stage as well as the crowd. Now, you have to wait until they turn the room lights on, or at least turn them up. So luckily, they turned on these lights right here to highlight people's heads. If that wasn't on, then it's just a dark void, and the picture of the people on the stage is all you would see, and then you wouldn't get the nice venue shot. Is it straight? I think it's pretty darn straight. People have commented on this when I posted it. Let's look, where's the straight button? It's this one, right? Let's look at the angle. That's about the stage, so it may be slightly off kilter, or, hold on, I don't want to do that because I don't want to crop and I don't want to change the angle. It may be possibly due to the way that my angle was when I was shooting. It's not easy to line things up because maybe I'm lining up with the truss or something, but that's not straight and it's off by an angle, which throws something else off. Not all angles are going to be perfect because things play into that. But anyway, one of my favorite images from the shot to showcase the venue. This is one I brought out the fisheye, and some people are like, why are you taking the fisheye if you have a 14-24? The answer is I brought out a fisheye Because a 14 to 24 is rectilinear and a fisheye is fisheye. It gives you a larger field of view. It makes it feel larger. I don't break that lens out very often because it's older and it kind of sucks. It's not as sharp as it could be. This is where I think buying a third-party lens would probably be better in this case than using the Nikon, because the Nikon hasn't updated that lens in like 15, maybe even 6, I don't know how many years. A long time. I hate that lens, but I wanted to use it here. The stage lights came on. I was in a VIP box interrupting some people, not really getting in their way, but I wanted to get a shot from the side that they would like, and you can see when you do it, you get a lot more of the roof up in there. This was taken with the 200 to 500 Nikon 5.6, thus why I'm at 6400 ISO. I had to pump it up to get at least 1/320th of a second, which theoretically is breaking the rules of your longest focal length. Actually, I'm at 360 millimeters. I could have possibly been at 500 millimeters and shot at 1/320th. That's pushing the limits, where you don't really want to shoot below your focal length in terms of shutter speed, but this has that great VR. So I was up on the side. We weren't allowed in the pit. So I could shoot from anywhere but the pit, and I was approved to shoot the entire show, which makes it a lot easier for me to get better shots because I have more time to walk around. Fill the frame, got this shot. Not sure I like the exposure right now. The editing, I may want to make it a little brighter and then pump the contrast up like that. Yeah, that's a little better as I quickly do this edit. So I like this shot. By the way, you can get all the full res images over on the website. You can see them, download them. Don't sell them. Don't call them your own, but you can look at them. So that's the settings for this. That lens is interesting. 5.6 is not something you really want to shoot a concert with, but I couldn't have gotten this shot with a 300 millimeter lens, even the f4, unless you cropped, because this is at 360 millimeters. 380 millimeters now. Just wanted to get the shots of him at the mic stand. Same thing here with, John Oates, 380 millimeters, filling the frame. From upstairs in the back with the 70 to 200, it's a cool angle to shoot from. You still get some of the heads. You can see how dark it is because there's no room lights on, but then you get a nice shot of everybody on the stage. It showcases Hall and Oates there. Not the best because they're eating the mic, but still a good shot. This is the shot from the back with the fisheye. You can see you have a little more distractions with these people here. The color, I need to tweak it a little bit more, but you can see how there's a lot more dead space up top, thus why I used a 24 to 70 with a shot like this. Moving on, shooting from the soundboard. You could shoot from the soundboard. Luckily, they have a barricade in there with a step that I could step up and get over the crowd for a little bit of it, for a good range, and then got a shot like this. I was going for this with the 24 to 70. I wanted to get the fans in there, and then him on stage, and he put his arm up. Anytime they do something like that, that makes for a better picture. Moving forward, 300 millimeter f4, in love with that lens. Why? Because it's this freaking big. Do I have it right here? Hold on. Come on. This is how big this lens is. It's a 300 f4. The 300 2.8 is this big, and I couldn't carry it around and worry about it. There's plenty of light to get away with f4 today with the ISO. I prefer my 2.8s for multiple reasons, but in a run and gun situation, to grab a 300 f4 and throw this in the bag, this makes life so much easier. Yes, it's expensive at $2 grand, but absolutely love this lens so far, and that is why I bought it. I actually traded an old 300 2.8 AFS for it straight up. Fill the frame, boom, not cropped. I like it. This, you got Daryl Hall, John Oates both in it, smiling. That's great because we know that they've been in fights in the past. Both of them talking, that's great. I was upstairs when this person stood up. All right, they're loving it. They have thumbs up. This could be a shot that the venue loves to use because you have the chandeliers. I would have loved that if I didn't cut this one off, of course, but it's one of those things that happen fast and you have to capture it. Next one, just about as the show is going to end. I like this better because they're not mic eating, whereas this one, they are mic eating. So no mic eating here, or it's not as bad. You got the entire band, you've got the crowd, you've got the people in the front row. You can even zoom in and see that is somebody zoomed in on the drummer. That's freaking awesome, actually. I didn't even notice that before, but that's pretty cool. And then raising the guitar, cheering, no mic eating, good, saying goodbye, and that is it. So I'll put up all the pictures that I took, that I edited and delivered to them. Being that Live Nation posted them on their Facebook page, I can do whatever I want with them and post them on the internet. So I'll post all of them, but these are the best of the best of the best with honor, sir, that I think are here. But feel free to take a look at all of them to see what you think. And that is pretty much a breakdown of the Hall and Oates show that I shot for Live Nation that actually has turned into some other jobs that they've offered me because they honestly weren't happy with everybody else's shots, and they came back and said, we love your shots. We may want to work with you more in some other situations. Now, only time will tell. Talk is cheap. Money is sometimes the issue when it comes to large companies like that, even though it shouldn't be. We'll see what the offers are. We'll see what the contracts say, and then make a decision on doing those jobs. But got to be honest with you, I love getting out and shooting. It's 2 blocks from my house. I will shoot for a lot less money. I don't care if it's not a lot of money. If they don't even have money for a certain gig, well, let me come out and shoot because, one, it benefits me. It puts me out into the world. It keeps me fresh as a shooter, and it also gives me the ability to share this with you guys out there, which then benefits me in the long run. You have to think of how does it benefit you, and is it worthwhile to do even if you're not making money. You could sit on your ass all day, or you could go shoot, and I've learned that the more you give away, the more that comes back in return. It just seems to work that way, so that's where I'll leave it. Jared, PolandFronosPhoto.com. See ya.